Good day, everyone. Today we will again discuss essential topics about introduction to philosophy of the human person. We will again review and discuss the learning activity sheet as provided by DepEd to the students in senior high school. So, are you ready now? Then let's get it on.
Welcome everyone to my channel. My name is Mon. Sir Mon.
Well, our previous competencies are about recognizing how the human body imposes limits and possibilities for transcendence, and evaluating all limitations and the possibilities for their transcendence. Our competencies for this week will be for you to be able to notice things that are not in their proper place and organize them in an aesthetic way, and show that care for the environment contributes to wealth, health, well-being, and sustainable development. Okay? Now, let's move on. From the environment philosophy concept, John Donne has this famous quotation that says, "No man is an island." Environment philosophy is the discipline that studies the moral relationship of human beings with the environment and its non-human contents. Humankind is part of the world, and we significantly affect our environment in the same way that changes in our environment affects us. We interact not only with our fellow human beings but also with other living and non-living elements in our environment. In addition to that, man interacts, as well with the environment, as we all know, since man is greatly affected by his environment. Philosophers believe that the human being has the ability to change the environment to suit his purpose. Now let me segue into the Hebrew Bible. From Genesis 1 tells us that of God's creation of the world and its creatures, with humankind as the last of his creatures. He created them male and female and blessed them, and he named them mankind when they were created. Now we all know that mankind is Adam in Hebrew. What we see here is the fact that even from the beginning, as the Holy Book tells us, man is already connected to the world as designed by God. Now, as a rational being, the man is not only capable of transforming the world, but also understanding the laws which govern nature. He may treat it as a source of raw materials to be used in any way he pleases, and or as something that envelopes and surrounds him, and thus have a unique relationship with it. Now, let me discuss the three schools of thought when it comes to our philosophy of the environment. The first one is anthropocentrism. It focuses on the significant role of humankind in the world and considers nature as the means by which humans are able to meet their needs and survive. This view believes that humans are the most important species on the planet and they are free to transform nature and use its resources. So let's remember that anthropocentrism focuses on the significant role of humankind in the world and considers nature as the means by which humans are able to meet their needs and survive. The next one is biocentrism. Believes that humans are not the only significant species on the planet and that all organisms have inherent value and should be protected. This view advocates ethical treatment of animals. So this time around talks about animals. Then the third one is ecocentrism. It places great value on ecosystem and biological communities. This view believes that humankind is a part of a greater biological system or community, and that we have a significant role as stewards or guardians of nature. This view promotes the idea that order and balance in nature brings about stability and beauty. Okay, the influence of humanity on the environment can be best understood if we consider the individual person as a dynamic source of change within his particular environment. Okay? Now, man's ability to transform his world is clearly defined in both the Bible and Quran in the concept of free will. Matthew chapter 23 verse 37 talks about man's unwillingness, okay, to follow the Lord. So, and both Christians and Muslims agree in our concept that men are not like robots, but rather we are given the freedom of choice in our actions. So everything happens by the will of God, but at the same time we have a free will to choose our choices, and this is why we are accountable for our actions. Okay? So, this time, after talking about free will, okay, we are not robots, let's talk about the values of prudence and frugality. Okay? Prudence and frugality can guide us in our own personal use of resources. Prudence is the ability to regulate one's activities and behavior, while frugality is being thrifty with the use of one's resources. So, the first one regulates, okay, our activities and behavior. The second one is being thrifty with the use of resources. Okay, let's move on. Okay, for Aristotle, prudence or practical wisdom is a virtue of thought that is practical rather than theoretical and deliberative rather than intuitive. It is the intellectual virtue that perfects reasoning in regard to decision making in the realm of human action. Well, Thomas Aquinas follows Aristotle in this concept of prudence. Okay? Let's consult Google to understand further what prudence is. And prudence, from the Latin word prudentia, contracted from providentia, or seeing ahead, is the ability to govern and discipline oneself by the use of reason. It is classically considered to be a virtue, and in particular, one of the four cardinal virtues. Okay? Prudence was considered by the ancient Greeks and later on by Christian philosophers, most notably Thomas Aquinas, as the cause, measure, and form of all virtues. It is considered to be the auriga virtutum, or the charioteer of the virtues. Okay? That's from Wikipedia. Now, frugality, on the other hand, is a philosophy in which one does not always trust without thinking. Man is conscious, okay, with his innate expert knowledge of commercial markets, corporate cultures, and even issues, claiming to know what is in the best economic, material, or spiritual interest of the individual. So, meaning to say, when he looks at things, he knows, is this best and economical for myself or for somebody else or my friend? Okay? So, as human persons, it is our responsibility to treat with respect not only our fellow humans, but also everything in our world. Upholding environmentalism and sustainability will enable us to take the first steps in addressing environmental issues and contribute to solving the greater environmental challenge of climate change. So there you go, climate change, which is very important issues of the day. We must make wiser decisions regarding the use of natural resources to ensure that there is still enough left for future use. Your children and your children's children. Persons have unique ability of cultivating nature, bringing it closer to their intended ends. Okay? This means that person can help preserve and nurture the environment if they take the task. Once again, activity sheets are given to all students. Your activities will release your awareness of your existence side by side your environment. You are expected to work on the activities independently and to return them before prescribed deadline. Bring out the philosopher in you. Well, again, see you all next session. You can do your activities through our online links. Just watch out for more announcements in our online class. Keep safe, everyone. Goodbye.